what's your one piece of advice to folks that are on this call that are potentially thinking about a career change? And maybe that's it. What would you have told yourself 8 months from now? Or I guess it was way less, right? It was December for most of you. So less than 8 months ago, what would have helped you kind of like, make this decision? I know it's like a little bit of a hard question. So Tanya, if you want to start.
I want to say, don't think there's anything I would have done differently. I think overall, I would have done things sooner. But it didn't take me that long in my transition of wanting to have a career change to starting Avocademy. Like, I think I started thinking about it in October. I actually did a lot of research, like within different like boot camps. Like, I looked up some other ones, spoke to some current friends who are UX designers that made the transition. And then by December, I started Avocademy. So I think that's the only thing I would have really done differently, is like started earlier. But I think, it kind of all worked out. And I think my piece of advice would really be to like, just do it. That made me think of Nike, but like really, yeah, like just kind of, if you, especially, I mean, I think you should do your research. It is a big commitment to change your career. And just because you go through, if you go through foundations and stuff, you don't have to like change your career. Maybe you're going to realize it's not for you. But I think, to save yourself the time and the money, do your research into the field and see if it's something that you really want to do. And if you feel like you do, like, you should just go for it. I mean, I can't speak for other people, but I feel like a majority of people don't regret, making this change, going through this program. And, I just am really happy with where I am right now. Like, I was talking to some friends, and I feel like, honestly, for the first time, I can say I love my job. Like, I went through school in the past like 5-ish years as a social worker, and I'm really passionate about helping people, and that's what I wanted to do. So it was really scary at first to think that, I'm throwing away the past, however many years of my life of college and post-college and the past 5 years of my career to transition to something different. But again, I honestly feel like I've never been happier in a career. And this is the first time I can say I actually love what I do. Because honestly, I mean, I liked being a social worker, but I really didn't love it. So I would really just say, if you're thinking about it and you feel like this is something that you want to do, you should go for it. I guess I'll bring it to Tyler.
Okay, so it's going to be loaded a little bit, but and Mako will probably smile when I say this, but don't allow self-doubt to just like shut you down before and even during and now even a month and a half into a new position. Like, imposter syndrome is a huge thing that I deal with, and it hits me like an actual truck. And just don't let the self-doubt of like, oh, I can't do this, like stop you in your tracks. Be realistic with yourself. If you need to like journal, if you need to like talk to somebody, just be realistic with yourself and your expectations moving forward. That's probably my biggest advice, because imposter syndrome can be really isolating and it can feel you can't do it, but you definitely can. Just give yourself some grace. I'd say that Mako will laugh because of the amount of like anxious DMs that she's gotten like this past like 9 months is really funny. But the advice that I'd give on like a mental level of just like give yourself some grace, be realistic with yourself. Don't allow self-doubt to completely control you.
I obviously agree with Tyler too. I think, and like I was explaining earlier, at least for me, it was my personal choice. Obviously you probably should make a better choice, but I really I jumped straight into foundations and career jumpstarts, and I try to almost work, like every single day, every single hours that I was awake in something, either for CJ or for career jumpstart. And it's not that that's what we were being told. I chose that because I knew I could handle it. But looking back, like Tyler said, give yourself some time to, be yourself, some free time to not worry about doing something that you're doing or something has to get done. So just giving yourself more grace. Like you said, I think I definitely pushed myself hard, and I'm not saying I regret it, but maybe to take a little bit more time so that you know, that I could have been a little more relaxed in the process. But that, again, that was just my choice. I knew I could handle it, but that just kind of a decision I made in that moment, because I was so afraid, again, and kind of what it goes back to, I was so afraid of like, maybe what if I don't get a job within this time frame that I want to, and I have so much self-doubt that, because I was like, I'm a teacher, like knowing the world, I'm not even in the corporate world, like I've never had really a job outside really teaching. And it's just so different that I thought I had a lot of self-doubt for me. And so that's why I kind of went really hard on myself. But that's just kind of what my way of doing things sometimes. But yeah, I think just have confidence in yourself that you can do it, and just give yourself more grace. And then, have a support system, I think. And then, if everyone is different, because it is a difficult, not difficult time, but you're going to put some extra work that you're not used to in everyday type things, and with your family, significant other, whoever. I think having a good support system that, hey, I'm going to go through this process of, going through this course and also working full time, and just know that, for you to be there when, when things are rough and tough, and I'd have a lot of things to get done. And so I might not have a lot of time to help around the house and this and that. So just having a good support system to help you through, especially if you're doing like a job and the courses, like most people probably will, but just make sure you're good mentally as well there while going through the course.
Yeah, thank you all. I think that's amazing advice. You all touched on something different. And also congrats to you all. I think you all had like started at the same time, and it's been less than 8 months, right? From start to finish, you all are in your new jobs. I think there's like 3x, if not 2x, what you all were making before now. And to just think that like 8 months is like what it took for this like full transformation, and to see it 3 different times in 3 very different like processes. I think like Daniel was super intense and like go, 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 go. I think at some point you were like, I need my activities approved faster, like he was just like on it. Tanya, I remember like we got on the phone and you were like, can I ask this many questions? Can I be on these many, these many mentor sessions? And then Tyler was always in my DMs, like being like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was like, you got this, just keep going. So I think 3 very different stories that ended up at like just a really great place. So thank you all for honestly putting in the work. I hope it was worth it for all of you. And thank you all for joining us today and answering all these questions.